Presley Martono up into the lead, starting from the second row of the grid. Nazim Azman from the outside of the front row is running second, and the man from pole position, Hibiki Taira, has dropped back into 7th place and has left himself, therefore, with work to do over the course of the remaining laps. And there are 6.5 or so still to go. Race order will be confirmed at the end of this lap. Also, we have Kane Shepherd in trouble. At the end of the opening lap, he had a damaged wing end plate, and that means that now with a car that's not handling, he's dropped to the back of the pack. Alessandro Giretti, you're looking at in 3rd place currently in the orange car. He is the weekend championship leader. All of these cars are the same Nagel chassis. They all have the same Renault engine, 2-litre power unit. They get 2 sets of tyres for qualifying and 3 races, and then a second set for the 3 races today. So this is the second race on this new set. And weekend champions, you score the point for your place. A win is 1, 12 points for 12th and so forth. And it means that Alessandro Giretti comes into this race as the weekend championship leader after 2/3, a second and a win. But Presley Martono is the race leader, and he's getting away a little bit up the road here, as there you can see behind number 17, Nazim Azman, who 12 months ago was in the invitation class of Blancpain GT Series Asia in a Porsche Cayman. This weekend back in single-seaters. He comes across the timing line, and the Malaysian driver, who's had a couple of race wins in the series this year, goes through, keeping at bay Alessandro Giretti. We've done 3 laps then. It's a 9-lap race. Down towards turn 1 they go. In 4th place still is Isiraf Danish, and then you've got Wiz Maziafa and Daniel Cow, and into the pits come, first of all, Timothy Yeo in the red car, and you can see Kane Shepherd's damage. Now, Kane Shepherd has had 2 race wins this weekend, one on Friday evening, one in the wet and drying conditions of yesterday, but now, needing a new nose cone, he needs a safety car to bring him back into the mix. It clearly wasn't worth persevering in a car that was handling badly. Timothy Yeo's problems are less clear. He missed the first race on Friday, didn't start that. Should have been at the back of the grid, but didn't get to the start. And you've got also coming down the pit road, as you can see, the damaged car of Kane Shepherd. Now, can they get him out, get him to circulate and score some points? Let's see. We're not talking 4-second pit stops here. It's quite a long operation to unscrew the bodywork, take it off, replace it, screw it, tighten it all up, and send the car back out into the race, especially when he's lost so much time anyway. So if Kane Shepherd wriggles out of the car, we'll know he's out of the race. We shall see if that's going to affect him in the overall standings, because Daniel Cow, his main rival for the weekend championship, is running in 6th spot. This is 2nd and 3rd you're looking at, as driving away from them is the Indonesian Presley Martono up the road. Over the brow comes Nazim Azman. Alessandro Giretti tucked up behind him, and then Isiraf Danish next in the queue. Danish, the Malaysian driver, hunting down the opposition. So is he going to be able to do anything about a podium result? He's had a 4th over the course of the weekend. Nazim Azman, you're looking at, brakes hard. He missed the 2nd race of the weekend, had a solenoid problem, but he's had a couple of 6th. And going strongly here with Alessandro Giretti right up behind him, getting a tow on the run up towards turn 15 now. This is going to put 4 laps in the book when they come out of the hairpin. To the outside line is Giretti. I was thinking wide in, tight out might be the go. Nazim Azman blocked him off. Up towards the line they come. Behind them, going strongly, is Danish. Then the next of the yellow cars is Muiz Muziafa. Daniel Cow, who won the 2nd race of the weekend. He's there behind. He's had 10 race wins over the course of the season. He's done the whole championship, the very quick Chinese driver. But actually here, he's finding it harder to get through the traffic. This grid, based on a driver's fastest lap time set out of the earlier race today, and they turn out of the turn 1 hairpin with the final race grid, this result with the top 50% reversed. They turn out of turn 3. The leader is getting away all the time now. Presley Martono is 2.6 up the road because of the battle that's going on behind him. They're delaying themselves here. You've got Azman versus Giretti. Hard on the brakes for turn 4. Turn through the right hand to head up the hill now. There's Daniel Cow, tucked up onto the tail of the local driver, the Malaysian Muiz Muziafa. They swoop through the left and the right at turns 5 and 6. Good exit there from Muziafa onto the back of Danish. So they fan out across the road. Muziafa to the outside line, then dives to the inside. There's a lock-up ahead of them as well from Giretti. They scrabble through the corner, but Alessandro Giretti up into second place then, having got himself ahead of Nazim Azman, down to fourth. Danish fifth is now Daniel Cow. He has taken full advantage of that and got himself up past Muiz Muzayafa, so a real shuffle around. And the one to watch is Giretti in the orange car. They look ahead as they got to turn 9. So Giretti now tries to go off in pursuit of Presley Martono. He has had a win this weekend, Giretti. Martono has not. So does that suggest that the French-Moroccan driver has got the better pace in order to have a go for the race lead here? We are on to lap number 5, 9-lap race. Down they come towards turn 15. Look in the background, again they all fan out across the road. But now Giretti, having got himself up into second place, needs to find, what, 2.6 seconds. The gap may even have gone out further on this lap because of the time lost by overtaking. So let's start monitoring the lead situation, because over the line now goes Presley Martono, and the margin was 2.6. It is now 3.6. So even more time lost in the squabbling for Giretti, but he's got his head down and he's charging on. We'll start to look at the sectors. Martono has just done the fastest lap of the race, a 2:14 over the timing line. Second, Giretti. Third is Azman. Fourth is Danish. Fifth there, Daniel Cow. Sixth in the yellow car behind him is Muiz Muzayafa. Seventh now is Luke Thompson. Eighth, the man that started on pole and is fading, Hibiki Taira. And then in 9th place it is Armand Jahani. In 10th place it is Arsh Jahani, the two brothers. And then the two retirements, Tim Yeo and Kane Shepherd, who haven't got out of the pit lane. So disappointment for the two drivers with dramas early on, as Daniel Cow here has a chance to gain points against Kane Shepherd, but not against Alessandro Giretti, who is outscoring him in this race, winner of the earlier race today. And in the first sector, Giretti fractionally faster than Martono, but not by very much. We're talking hundreds, and way out wide, there goes Danish. Somehow he doesn't wipe out Daniel Cow as he gets back onto the circuit. And now round the outside of him goes Muzayafa, but that was the save of the day from Isiraf Danish. That was very nearly overcooked Danish there. There he was, big, big slide, off the road. And look how close he came to Daniel Cow, whose eyes are out like chapel hat pegs there, seeing how close Danish was to an absolute wipeout ahead of him. So Danish, not only that, has actually got himself back ahead of Muzayafa, the great save of the day. As I say, that was a big, big moment. Ran it wide, over the curb, lost traction, the car broke. But Isiraf Danish then manages to hang on to it. Danish, who came from karting into Formula 4 Southeast Asia. All of these cars operated by the one team, the Meritus organisation. And as they break for turn 14, they come up towards the completion now of lap number 6. All of these cars, by the way, run on a standard pump fuel you can buy at your local servo. It's the Petron Blaze 100 pump fuel. Petron is the oil and fuel partner of the championship. And everybody in the same base product, all run by the same team as well. It's not like certain junior championships where different teams compete against each other but also have the effect of pushing up costs. Here, it's all controlled and run by the one team, the Meritus team. Presley Martono leads the way, and he's just gone over the timing line, and the gap is 3.9 seconds. It's going up over Alessandro Giretti now. Nazim Azman is hanging on to third just because he's got Daniel Cow behind him. So we start lap 7 out of 9 with the race order, for the moment at least, looking as though it's pretty settled for the lead. Martono is well clear. Through they turn. Third, Azman, and there Daniel Cow tries to find a way around him on the outside line, but it's not going to work for him. He needs to get the toe and then dive up the inside at turn 4, but Azman is on his toes about this, knows exactly what to do to defend it. He covers the inside line. To the outside goes Cow. Fifth behind them is the blue car of Isiraf Danish, and out of turn 4 they come. Lap 7. Over the brow. Cow to the outside at 5. Can't do it there. Behind this group, 7th, Luke Thompson. 8th, Hibiki Taira. And from the 12 starters, 10 circulate now. As there, towards the curb, runs Daniel Cow, looking to try and find a way back through up the inside of Nazim Azman ahead of him. Daniel Cow, 4th, needs some more points out of this if he wants to be the weekend champion. There is an overall series champion, but that takes into account drop scores and whether drivers have done requisite races and any penalties or the like, and so that is all worked out and announced at the Championships Awards dinner, which is in June. So weekend champions are what we concentrate on, and Daniel Cow needs fewer points because you get points per place. So at the moment he's on 4, he wants 3, and therefore he needs another place to be gained. Down through the sweeps of 12 and 13 they come. And there is Isiraf Danish closing right up onto the back of Daniel Cow, to the inside of Daniel Cow, no less, at turn 14. But the Chinese driver fends off the Malaysian. So you've got up front Indonesia, followed by the Moroccan driver, French-Moroccan. Then it is Malaysia, China, Malaysia, Malaysia, the next little gaggle. So Azman from Cao, from Danish, from Musiafa, here they are, coming through the left-hander out of turn 15. 7 laps have just been completed by the race leader, 2 to go for Presley Martono. The rest come streaming through. The gap up to 4.9 seconds now between the top two. Alessandro Giretti settling for second place, but still he'll get 2 points for that, which is very good for him to maintain his weekend championship lead. Isiraf Danish round the outside of Daniel Cao. This might well end in tears because he's on the wrong line for turn 1, but the inside for turn 2 if there is the room. And if there isn't, you have to sort of stick out your elbows and make it. And he does go through, but he's on the outside for turn 3 here. But round the outside he goes. Isiraf Danish takes the place. Good, brave driving that, and it's worked for him. Through goes Isiraf Danish, and now powers up the hill. Hard on the brakes, turn 4, so another shuffle of the aura. The width of the circuit for narrow single-seaters is part of it. Also, nice long straights where you can use the slipstream effect to your advantage is another. And it means that with everybody having the same machinery at their disposal, it engenders good racing, and you get to see who the stars are because they are making the best out of this package. It's not down to budget, it's down to ability. Through 7 and 8 goes this battle then for what is now 4th and 5th places, with Isiraf Danish ahead of Daniel Cao, and he in turn has got Muiz Musiafa right up behind him. So Danish then, having gained that place, wants another one. He wants the podium away from Nazim Azman. There's only 1 lap to go at the end of this, but they're still squabbling. The top 2 away and gone and pretty much sorted now, but it's behind, as you can see, where we've got all the battling going on. That is 31, Arman Jahani, who is off into the gravel. And is that going to bring out a yellow? Is that going to bring out a safety car for the last lap and deny people a chance to do any overtaking? Let's see what happens as the leaders come up towards turn 15. So 31 in the gravel trap, Arman Jahani, disappointing way to end the race. Both he and brother Arsh both in this category. So there's great competition between the two as to who has the better results, turning their way then now up towards the turn 15 hairpin to start the last lap. Come the race leaders. I'm looking at any boards and flags on the timing line. Nothing yet evident to suggest there's going to be an interruption. So the leader goes through, Presley Martono, to start the last lap of the race. Second through Alessandro Giretti, and then for third it will be Nazim Azman ahead of Isiraf Danish, ahead of Daniel Cao, down to 5th, and Muiz Musiafa 6th. In the background 7th you see Luke Thompson, the Irish driver, but onto the last lap they go of the penultimate race of the weekend for the F4 Southeast Asia Championship. And who is it going to be that comes out on top? Well, Presley Martono now leading by over 5 seconds. I think I'm right in saying that's the biggest lead margin we've had all weekend in F4. So he's looking mighty strong indeed. There in the background in second place is Alessandro Giretti. And then third, it's not done yet, is it? Nazim Azman versus Isiraf Danish. You've got the battle to be the top Malaysian driver as much as anything in this. They work their way now up into the right-hander at turn 4, where Danish is being caught again by Daniel Cao, so they're not done yet either. Cao turning his way through turn 5. It's not really a passing place, that. What you need to try and do is force a mistake out of the driver through 5 and 6 and try and dive up the inside at 7, but even that's a bit narrow. We did see in the GT race yesterday around the outside pass at this 7-8 sequence, but not here, not in F4. Daniel Cao wants to finish, wants to get the points, but bearing in mind early on he was 4th, he's now down to 5th, so the race has ebbed away from him a little bit as he comes along the short straight up towards the left-hander at turn 9, and Cao is about to get dive-bombed. That's Musiafa up the inside, and through he goes. Daniel Cao loses another place, so instead of being up to 3rd, he's down to 6th, and that's bad for him in the weekend championship. Alessandro Giretti looking ever stronger within that weekend championship competition on which we've been talking. So there is Giretti. So 2/3, a second to win and a second set to be the results here as he comes now down the hill. The second place, Alessandro Giretti chases Presley Martono, but it is Nazim Azman, best of the rest. There he is with Isiraf Danish behind him, down up to 5th. Muiz Musiafa, down to 6th is Daniel Cao, but it's going to be a 4th different winner in 5 races of the weekend. Here shows you how competitive it is. Presley Martono, no less, out of the last corner. Checkered flag at the ready, and it's going to be a first victory of the weekend for Presley Martono, the Indonesian driver who wins 2nd. Alessandro Giretti to maintain his weekend championship lead. Third through is going to be Nazim Azman, just ahead of Isiraf Danish. Fifth, Muiz Muzayafa, and sixth, Daniel Cow. Seventh goes the way of Luke Thompson, who was catching them all the way. Eighth will be the pole man, Hibiki Taira, and ninth is the last finisher, Arsh Johani. 9 of the 12 making it through to the end. That's a race win for Presley Martono. Alessandro Ghiretti takes second, and third goes the way
The race was good. I start P5, I finish P2, first rookie, so it was good.
Yeah, first in the beginning it's quite difficult, you know. It's the condition is not really nice with the track and with the tires. So when I try to push, it's quite difficult. There's no grip in the rear, you know. So at the end, it's quite a great result. So yeah, we focus on the next race.
This was not good because I think chassis problem and my driving problem. So next race is good.
Yeah, it's not the mistake actually, because also there's a crash in the safety car. So also the second place is catching up when the safety car is off. So yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, of course, yeah. Not the best result, but it's okay, it's great result. Yeah, the feeling is getting better and better and better.
It was pretty straightforward race. Was leading from the beginning, so it was fine. But anyway, congrats to the Formula 4 Southeast Asia. Big improvement from last year. Also, congrats to Petron and everyone. It's been a good weekend. Much big improvement from last year. The organization's been doing well.
Yeah, it's same of before. I started 5, I overtake, so I lose time. He do a cap, and after it's too late for come back, so I finish second. I'm happy.
Well, my tires were completely finished. I messed them up quite badly. I was lapping like a second a lap slower, but somehow I managed to hold off everyone else. So, yeah. There's one more race left. I just have to push hard and try to find points and do well. Just don't make any mistakes, and because of reverse grid, I think we can get a good result.